When family turns against you. When my parents turned the entire family against me and accused me with lies, the biggest trial of my life began. What happened after the truth came out shook everyone, and I went through things no one could ever imagine. This is for every person who chooses to stand in front of the truth. Say it in front of everyone. Tell them what you did, or I will. My father's voice echoed through the living room like I was a stranger, not his daughter. It was Sunday evening, and we were all sitting in the living room of our big house in Texas, the same place where we usually laughed after family dinners. But that day, everything felt different. I was standing near the door, my car keys in my hand, my heart pounding fast. What did I do? I asked directly, even though my voice trembled just a little. My mother sat on the couch, arms crossed tightly over her chest. She didn't even look at me. Stop pretending, Emma. We all know what you did. No, we don't, I replied. Why don't you tell me? My cousin Mark, who had always had a problem with me, let out a short laugh. Seriously, you're still going to pretend? I turned to him. Pretend what? My father stepped forward, holding a printed sheet. You transferred company funds into your personal account. For a second, everything inside my head went quiet. What? That's a lie. It's all right here, he said, waving the paper in front of me. Transaction records, dates, amounts. Do you think we're stupid? I grabbed the paper and looked at it. My name was on it. My signature was on it, but I hadn't done any of this. This is fake, I said. I didn't do this. My mother finally looked at me. Enough. Don't embarrass us any further. In that moment, it felt like the ground shifted under my feet. My own family was standing against me. I took a deep breath. You really believe this? Without asking me, without even trying to find the truth. No one answered. I turned toward the door, then stopped and looked back. Fine. If all of you think I did this, then I'll find out what really happened. And when the truth comes out, we'll talk again. I walked out, got into my car, and slammed the door. I sat there with my hands on the steering wheel for a while, just staring ahead. Then I smiled a little, because deep down, I knew this wasn't as simple as they thought. And whoever did this picked the wrong person. I drove straight to my apartment in Dallas, a regular complex with beige walls and identical balconies. I closed the door behind me, dropped my bag on the couch, and opened my laptop immediately. Let's see what's really going on, I muttered to myself. I logged into the company system. I had been handling the company accounts for 3 years, so I knew everything inside out. But these transactions, they weren't made from my login. Wait, what? I leaned closer to the screen. Each transaction had come from a different IP address, and that IP address traced back to the house. How is that even possible? I whispered. I immediately called my friend Jessica, who worked in IT. Hey Jess, I need your help. Like, right now. Whoa, what happened? You sound serious. Someone's framing me. I need to trace some IP logs. She went quiet for a couple of seconds. Send me everything. I'm on it. I sent her all the data, then sat back on the couch, head resting against it, staring at the ceiling. Why didn't they believe me? The question kept repeating in my mind. I remembered last Thanksgiving. We were all sitting around the dining table, and I had brought up new plans for the company. We should upgrade the online system, I had said. My father laughed. You just handle the accounts. Let us handle the business. I'm part of this company too, I replied. Part? You're just helping out, he had said. Everyone laughed. I didn't. Now it all made sense. This didn't start today. My phone rang. I got something, she said. Those transactions, they were made from your parents' house. Same Wi-Fi, same network. I sat up straight. Are you sure? 100%. And there's more. The login wasn't yours. Someone used an admin override. Admin override? I repeated. Yeah, only your dad and your cousin Mark have that kind of access. Silence filled the room. Mark, I said under my breath. Looks like it, Jessica replied. I ended the call and sat there for a moment. Then I smiled. Okay, game on. The next morning, I scheduled an appointment with a lawyer. His office was downtown, on the 12th floor of a glass building overlooking the city. Tell me everything, he said. I explained the whole situation and showed him all the evidence. He nodded slowly. This is serious. If what you're saying is true, this is fraud, identity theft. Can we prove it? I asked. He gave a small smile. Oh, we will. That same day, I called my father. We need to talk, I said. His voice was cold. We have nothing to hear from you. You're going to hear this tomorrow. 10 a.m., my lawyer's office. Bring everyone. You're summoning us now? Yes. And don't be late. I hung up. The next morning, I got there early. I had a file in my hand, but my mind felt calm for the first time. At exactly 10, the door opened. My father, my mother, and Mark walked in. What is this? Mark said with a smirk. I pointed to the chairs. Sit. My lawyer opened the file. Let's begin. He pulled up the data on the screen, IP addresses, login records, timestamps. These transactions were not made by Emma, he said. They were made from this location. He displayed the address. My father's face changed. That's our house. Exactly, the lawyer said. I looked at Mark. Anything you want to say? He tried to laugh. This is ridiculous. The lawyer moved to the next slide. Admin override used. Access granted by Mark's credentials. The room went silent. This is a lie, Mark snapped. I looked straight at him. You thought I wouldn't find out? He didn't respond. My mother spoke quietly. Mark, is this true? He said nothing. My father slammed his hand on the table. Answer her. Mark finally spoke. I needed the money. It was just a loan. On my name, I said, my voice sharp. Without telling me. I thought you wouldn't notice. Seriously? I let out a short laugh. You really thought that? My lawyer leaned forward. We have enough evidence to press charges. Mark's face went pale. No, please. I leaned back in my chair. You dragged my name through the dirt. You made my own parents turn against me. My father looked at me, something like doubt in his eyes for the first time. Emma, he said quietly. I raised my hand. You don't get to say my name like that. Silence. Either he admits everything publicly, or we take this to court, I said. I'll admit it, Mark said quickly. A few days later, the entire family was back in the same living room. This time, no one spoke. Mark stood there and said, I used Emma's name to take the money. She's innocent. No one said a word. My mother looked at me, tears in her eyes. Please forgive us. No, I said. My father tried again. We made a mistake. A mistake. I cut him off. You didn't believe me. You called me a liar in front of everyone. He had nothing to say. I picked up my keys. I'm leaving. And this time, I'm not coming back. I walked out the door and didn't look back. A year later, I'm running my own company, one I built from scratch. No Mark, no lies. Someone asked me recently, do you miss your family? I said, family? People who don't believe you aren't family. I took a sip of my coffee and smiled. As for Mark, he's still fighting the case. I looked out the window and said quietly, some people learn the hard way.